moon hung low, a pallid specter casting an eerie glow over the Urrao Forest in Colorado. I had always thought camping was about tranquility, a way to escape the incessant clamor of city life. Yet, as my cousin, Alex, and I ventured deeper into the woods, setting up our temporary home in a clearing surrounded by the silent sentinels of nature, I couldn't shake off a growing sense of unease. We had chosen a weekday for our adventure, hoping to evade the usual throngs of outdoor enthusiasts that populated such sites on weekends. It was a perfect setup, a cozy fire, our favorite brews, and the kind of easy camaraderie that only comes from years of shared experiences. As the evening wore on, we played cards, swapping stories and reveling in the isolation. But isolation has a way of turning eerie as daylight fades. The first sign that something was amiss came with the sound of humming. It was a melody unfamiliar and haunting, floating through the trees with a spectral quality. We paused, cards in hand, and listened. The sound was close, perhaps too close, but a search with our flashlights revealed nothing but the impenetrable darkness of the forest. Trying to brush off the unease, we joked about forest spirits and continued our game. Yet the laughter was strained now, our glances over shoulders more frequent. The night air seemed to thicken, charged with an unspoken apprehension. The second sign was unmistakable: the sudden thud of a stick landing within the perimeter of our campsite. We hadn't heard the throw, only the startling impact near the fire. Again, we searched, calling out into the darkness with feigned bravado. Only silence answered back. I suggested, half-jokingly, that perhaps we had a voyeuristic deer, but the humor fell flat. The forest felt different now, no longer a place of refuge, but a domain where we were unwelcome intruders. Retreating to our separate tents, we tried to salvage the night with some semblance of sleep. But the fabric of my tent felt thin, a flimsy barrier against the world outside. I lay awake, listening to the symphony of night sounds, each crack and rustle magnified by my anxious mind. It was during one of these heightened moments of alertness that I saw it, a shape looming at the entrance of my tent. My heart froze, every instinct screaming at the intrusion. For a moment, I thought it was Alex, perhaps coming to share in my unease. But then the shape moved, the outline of a head, peering in with an inquisitive tilt. I reached out, voice caught in my throat, and the figure withdrew with a rustle of underbrush. I scrambled out, heart pounding, only to find Alex snoring softly in his tent, undisturbed. The realization hit me like a wave of ice water. We were not alone. With a mixture of fear and resolve, I woke Alex, recounting what I had seen. His sleep-addled confusion quickly turned to alertness as we heard it again. The humming, closer now, a mocking lullaby in the stillness of the night. We made the decision to bunker down together in one tent, equipping ourselves with bear spray, the only weapon we had. Our conversation was hushed, speculative whispers about what kind of person or thing would stalk campers in the dead of night. The hours stretched, every sound a potential harbinger of doom. Our vigilance was a tangible thing, a shared determination to protect each other from whatever lurked just beyond the thin veil of our tent. As dawn approached, the forest began to lighten, a gradual unveiling of the night's secrets. We ventured out, expecting. We didn't know what, but the clearing was as we left it, save for the stick that had been thrown, a silent testament to the night's terror. We decided to pack up, the desire to understand pitted against the primal urge to flee. Our conversations were laden with the weight of our shared experience, every noise a reminder of the night's visitation. Yet, as we prepared to leave, we found something that chilled us to our core, a circle of stones, meticulously arranged around our campsite, a barrier we had not placed. Inside the circle, near the fire, lay a small woven doll, fashioned crudely from twigs and leaves. The implications were staggering. This wasn't the work of a mere prankster. There was intent, a message we were ill-equipped to decipher. The forest, with its ancient whispers and shadows, suddenly seemed alive with watchful eyes. Our departure was hasty, driven by an unspoken agreement that some mysteries are better left unsolved. The drive back to civilization was quiet, each of us lost in our thoughts, processing the ordeal. The story of our encounter in the Urrao Forest became a shared secret, a testament to a night when the veil between our world and another seemed perilously thin. We never returned to that clearing, nor did we seek answers to the questions that night posed. But sometimes, in the quiet of the evening, when the wind carries the sound of leaves rustling, I swear I can hear it. A faint humming, a reminder that we are never truly alone, and that the world holds mysteries beyond our understanding.